Kumusta mga kaliga? Welcome ulit dito sa ating channel. Kung di pa kayo nakasubscribe, please hit the subscribe button para lagi kayong updated kung meron tayong mga bagong upload. So for this episode, pag-usapan lang natin yung naganap kanina na Game 2 ng UAAP Season 86 Finals between the DLSU Green Archers and the UP Fighting Maroons. So bago ang lahat, congrats muna sa mga fans ng DLSU Green Archers. Panalo ang DLSU kanina 82-60 versus the UP Fighting Maroons. Nakabawi din ang Lasal pagkatapos silang matambakan ng 30 points nung Game 1. This Game 2 naman ay binawian nila. Sila naman yung tumambak sa UP ng 22 points. So yun yung pag-uusapan natin ngayon. Before we go to the statistics and the specifics of the game, i-recap lang natin kung ano yung nangyari. So at the start of the game, it was actually UP who surged into a 12-2 run. So at that point, akala ko na tuloy-tuloy na yon na UP na ang magko-control ng game. Pero Lasal was able to call a timeout and then nakapag-adjust naman sila. Natapos yung first quarter sa score na 27-24, dikit lang yon. Pero nung first quarter, si Malik Diouf yung nag-dominate for UP. He had 10 points on almost perfect na field goal, 5 out of 6. Pero pagdating ng second quarter and third quarter, doon na nag-iba yung complexion ng laro. Nung umpisa ng second quarter, helter-skelter yung laro ng bawat team. Nagpalitan lamang sila ng mga turnovers and steals. May mga point na na-steal ng Lasal, pero sa fast break nila, nag-commit din sila ng turnover. So, halos walang nakawala na team early ng second quarter. Pero at around 6 minutes and 12 seconds, si Mike Phillips, he was able to fish a foul from Malik Diouf. So, na-commit ni Malik Diouf yung second personal foul niya at 6 and 12 minutes nung second quarter. At dahil doon, na-fall trouble si Malik Diouf and pinalitan siya. So, nung pinalitan si Malik Diouf, nawalan ng rim protector yung UP. And nawalan din sila ng rebounder. So at that time na, since nawalan si Malik Diouf, out-rebounded na sila and nagkaroon ng chance yung Lasal to attack the paint. May mga ibang may dalawang instances doon na si CJ Austria, he was able to drive and attack the basket and nakakuha pa siya ng N1 baskets. Dalawang counted foul yung nakuha ni CJ Austria. And dahil nga wala ring rim protector yung UP and yung mga guards ng Lasal, they were able to penetrate. Tapos they were also able to dish out or parang dribble drive. May mga players yung Lasal, particularly si Escandor. Si Escandor, nung 28 all yung score, nakapag 2 consecutive 3 points yung naipukol ni Escandor. So dahil doon, lumamang yung Lasal by 6 points. And yun yung naging point na nakuha ng Lasal yung momentum. So from that time, parang hindi na yata nakabawi yung UP, hindi na nila nakuha yung lamang. And pagdating ng third quarter, it was all Lasal sa third quarter and fourth quarter. Lasal defended well, nagawa nilang ilimita yung mga 3-point shooters ng UP. And even na-disrupt din nila yung offense ng UP. Sabi ko nga kanina, since for a lot of time nawala si Malik Diouf. So parang nawalan ng playmaker yung UP. Yung offense nila nawala sa sistema nila. Parang mas marami silang isolation na plays. Hindi katulad nung game 1 na yung mga points nila ay nanggagaling sa flow ng kanilang offense. Dito sa game 2, parang kapansin-pansin na more of isolation yung nagiging source ng kanilang offensa. And of course, Lasal shot better din nung second half. Almost nung game 1 nila, 2 out of 23 yung 3-point shooting ng Lasal. Pero this game, nag-improve yung 3-point shooting nila. They made 10, if I'm not mistaken, 10 3 points yung naipasok nila ngayon. So, gumana yung 3-point shooting ni Escandor, ni Austria, and even si Makalalag and si Joshua David. Yun. Madami silang na-contribute na 3-point shooting. So after the game, yun nga, panalo ang Lasal 82-60. So magkakaroon tayo ng game 3 and ang game 3 ay gaganapin sa this coming Wednesday, December 6 sa Araneta Coliseum din. So, puntahan naman natin yung specifics or mga statistics nung laro kanina. Paano ba tinalo ng Lasal yung UP? A formidable team like UP, paano nagawang talunin ng Green Archers itong UP Fighting Maroons? Ang makikita natin dito, kapansin-pansin nga, yung nabaliktad yung sitwasyon. Nung Game 1, Lasal yung maalat sa 3-point shooting. Ang Lasal, 2 out of 23 lang yung na-convert ng Lasal na 3-point attempts nila nung Game 1 or around 8.7% na 3-point field goal. Pero this Game 2 naman, nag-iba yung ihip ng hangin. UP naman yung inalat sa 3-point shooting. So ang UP, they only made 2 out of 19 attempts sa beyond the arc. So yung field goal percentage ng UP is 10.5% lang sila as compared sa Lasal na they made 12 out of their 38 attempts or a 3-point field goal percentage of 31.6%. So doon pa lang yung 10 3-point made na difference ng UP, yung 12 versus 2, yung difference na yun, multiply mo by 3 points, 30 points na yung difference ng UP and Lasal. And makikita din natin dito, if you will see this statistics, yung UP, they had 69 attempts, field goal attempts. And out of those 69 field goal attempts, 64 field goals were contested, meaning ginardyahan halos lahat ng tira ng UP is gwardyado, dinipensahan ng DLSU. So 64 yung contested and only 5 were uncontested. So dikit na dikit talaga yung naging depensa ng DLSU versus dito sa UP Fighting Maroons. And going down further, dun sa 64 contested field goal attempts ng UP Fighting Maroons, they only made 18 out of those 64 na contested field goal attempts or a percentage of 28.1%. And in other words, yung 38 points out of the 60 points na ni-score ng UP ay galing sa contested field goals. And if we go also to the uncontested points, sabi ko nga kanina, yung out of the 69 field goal attempts ng UP ay mayroon silang 5 lang yung uncontested, yung hindi nabantayan ng DLSU. Pero dahil sa maalat yung shooting ng UP, out of those 5 uncontested na field goal attempts, 2 lang yung nai-shoot ng UP or 40% lang yon na equivalent of field goal percentage. In contrast naman, kung makikita natin ng Lasal had 82 field goal attempts. Out of those 82 field goal attempts, 50 lamang yung nadepensahan ng UP. So 72. Out of the 82 field goal attempts, 72 field goal ang contested shots ng DLSU Green Archers. And 10 field goal out of the 82 field goal attempts ay uncontested. Ngayon, mas mataas yung conversion ng DLSU Green Archers. So out of the 72 na contested shots nila, they converted 21 of those or an equivalent of 29.2%. So even if nadepensahan yung DLSU Green Archers, mas maganda lang talaga yung shooting nila. So mas mataas yung contested field goal percentage nila as compared to UP. And sa uncontested naman, so merong 10 uncontested field goals ang DLSU. Pero yun nga, dahil nga sa sobrang ganda ng shooting nila, 8 out of those uncontested field goal attempts, 80% yung na-convert nila or an equivalent of 20 points. So makikita natin na in terms of defensive intensity, mas nakakalamang yung DLSU Green Archers because they were able to limit the offense of UP. Parang yung double digit scoring lang sa UP, si Malik Dif lang yata and si Lebron Lopez. All others na naka-double digit scoring nung Game 1, sina Aldous Torculas, yung benchmark ng UP nung Game 1 nawala. Si Aldous Torculas parang baba nung scoring niya dito sa Game 2. So ganun ka intense yung depensa ng DLSU this Game 2. Another point is DLSU outmuscled UP Fighting Maroons. Nung game 1 naman, yung UP, they out-rebounded De La Salle Green Archers 55-45. So, plus 10 ang UP sa rebounding department nung game 1. Pero this game 2, nabaliktad din. Ang DLSU, nakakuha sila ng 58 rebounds, while ang UP, 46 lamang yung nakuha nila. And out of the 58 rebounds na nakuha ng La Salle, 19 of those are offensive rebounds. And i-compare mo dyan sa 11 offensive rebound ng UP. So, merong 8 plus 8 ang Green Archers sa rebounding department. And yung 8 na offensive rebound na yun, it resulted to more possessions and also gave the La Salle Green Archers the opportunity to earn 16 second chance points. So, yun din yung isa sa kapansin-pansin dito. Nung game 1, baliktad naman, mas maraming second chance points ang UP as compared to La Salle. Pero this game 2, dahil sa mas masipag ang La Salle Green Archers na mag-rebound at mas madami silang nakuhang offensive rebound, they produced 16 second chance points. Pero ang UP, meron lang 4 second chance points. So, ganun kalaki yung diferensya. And even sa blocks, the Green Archers, si Kevin Kiambao had 3 blocks and dalawa doon na block niya si Mark Belmonte. So si Kevin Kiambao, kahit na in terms of points hindi siya hindi ganoon kataas yung points na nako-contribute ni Kevin Kiambao sa game na to as compared to his season average, at least on the defensive end, nakakontribute din naman si Kevin Kiambao. And even si Evan Nelly, may nakaisang block din yata si Evan Nelly. So, ang laki nung difference niya yung 5 plus 5 ang La Salle sa blocking department. Ang UP, I think si Malik Diouf lang yung nakakuha ng 2 blocks. So, let us take a look kung sino-sino ba sa La Salle Green Archers yung nakapag-produce nung madaming points. So, halos lahat ang dami. Kung titignan mo yung performance nila yung game 1, halos lahat din ng Green Archers, negative yung plus-minus rating nila. Pero pagdating dito sa game 2, nabaliktad, nakabawi naman sila. So, ang may highest plus-minus rating ay si Kevin Kiambao. Si Kevin Kiambao nung game 1, negative 22 siya. Pero for this game, positive 23 siya. So Kevin Kiambao scored 9 points. Hindi rin ganun kaganda yung shooting percentage ni Kevin Kiambao dito sa game na to. Pero at least, he made up in rebounding. Nakakuha siya ng 13 rebounds. Meron din siyang isang assist. And again, 3 blocks. So, kahit pa paano naman, maganda yung nilaro ni Kevin Kiambao dito. Yung impact niya, andun pa rin So, na-achieve niya yung gusto niyang gawin dito sa game 2 kasi nung game 1 hindi sobrang pangit ng laro niya, and at least dito sa game 2 napatunayan niya na siya naman yung MVP talaga. Deserve niya yung MVP na award niya. And yung second na highest na may plus minus rating is si Evan Nelly. Evan Nelly, hindi rin ganoon kataas yung points na na-contribute ni Evan Nelly. Si Nelly meron lamang siyang 4 points, pero sa ibang department, especially sa rebounding and assist, dun naman siya na-contribute. So kung makikita ninyo, si Evan Nelly na guard nakakuha ng 12 rebounds. That says a lot dun sa rebounding ng UP, because how can you allow a guard like Evan Nelly grab 12 rebounds? Mas mataas pa yung rebound ni Evan Nelly as compared dun sa mga ibang forward ng UP. Well, isa rin siguro na factor is yung pagkawala nga ni madaming time na nawala si Malik Diouf as rebounder ng UP, and may mga instances din kasi na tinatapik ni Mike Phillips yung bola palabas and nakukuha ng DLSU yung mga long rebounds. So kaya din nakakuha ng rebound itong si Evan Nelly. And Evan Nelly, playmaker siya At this game, hindi niya hinanap na makascore. He involved his teammates more. So, naka-dish out siya ng 10 assists. Which help DLSU find the open shooters. Ito yung isa sa malaking contribution ni Evan Nelly sa team nila. Kaya niyang mag-create ng play. Kaya niyang iwan yung defender niya. And kapag nalibre na siya, either pwede siyang mag-pull up tumira or i-pass niya sa open man. Madaming instances din na si Evan Nelly, yung nga nagda-drive siya tapos kini-kick out niya doon sa mga 3-point shooter niya kina Escandor, and nasushoot din naman ni na Escandor, kaya din nakarami ng assist itong si Evan Nelly kasi yung mga pasa niya is nako-convert ng mga teammate niya na pinapasahan niya. And malaking bagay din tong 5 steals na nakuha ni Evan Nelly. Dito sa game na to, very active siya na mag-swipe ng mga pasa. May instances doon din na si LeBron Lopez, may time na nag-drive si LeBron Lopez and nakukuha na-swipe ni Evan Nelly yung bola, which resulted to a steal and to a fast break. So sobrang laking bagay niyan nung nakakuha ng 5 steals itong si Evan Nelly. And in this, kung team yung mo in terms of steals, more or less patas lang din yung steals ng UP and DLSU in this game. Next na na malaki yung plus minus nila sina Francis Escandor and si Joshua David. Si Francis Escandor, I think 4 3 points yata yung na-contribute niya. So sobrang laking bagay na nag-click yung 3-point shooting ni na Francis Escandor and si Joshua David. Kasi nga as I mentioned in our game 2 preview, kung gumagana yung 3-point shooting mo, 3-point shooting and your perimeter shooting, kung gumagana yung mga yan, na spread mo yung floor, and kapag pag na-spread mo yung floor, mas maluwag na yung driving lane para doon sa mga slashers mo, which happened in this game. So De La Salle, since naipapasok nila yung tira nila, yung flow ng opensa nila ay mas maganda. CJ Austria din, madami ding naipukol na 3 points itong si CJ Austria. And yun nga, nung second quarter, malaking bagay yung dalawang drive niya na nakakuha siya ng counted foul. And Mike Phillips stood his ground. Siya yung highest pointer ng game 1, pero this game 9 points lamang siya, pero malaking bagay pa rin yun yung 9 points na yun. And malaking bagay din yung kanyang rebounding, nakakuha siya ng 13 rebounds, same sila ni Kevin Kembao. And I think yung pinaka-importante na na-contribute ni Mike Phillips is nagawa niyang ilagay sa foul trouble itong si Malik Diouf. Si Malik Diouf, he was fouled out fourth quarter, may mga 3 minutes pa na natitira sa fourth quarter nung na-commit niya yung offensive foul niya against kay Kevin Kembao. And dito naman sa UP, halos lahat ng starters nila ay negative yung plus minus nila. CJ Cancino has a much better offensive output in this game. Meron siyang 11 points, pero hindi rin siya ganun nakapag-contribute in other aspect. And in this game, minus 8 si CJ Cancino. Si Malik Diouf, ang ganda nung simula ni Malik Diouf, doon nga nung first quarter, he scored 10 points on 5, almost perfect na shooting, 5 out of 6. Pero nung nagka-foul trouble na siya, nawala na yung rhythm niya. Kahit nung ibinalik na siya nung third quarter after siyang ipahinga, hindi na niya na-take advantage nung yung size niya. Kasi nung start ng game, nakapag fast break pa siya, and yung passing nila ni Jade, yung connection nila ni JD Kagulangan at yung mga ibang guard, doon siya nakakuha ng points. Pero doon nung bumalik na siya, hindi siya ganun nakakuha ng mga offensive rebound for a putback, and hindi rin siya nabibigyan ng touches doon sa ilalim. And yun nga, nung 3 minutes pa lang nung fourth quarter, graduate na itong si Malik Diouf. Harold Alarcon, si Harold Alarcon naman, siya yung best player of the game nung game 1, pero this game 2, hindi maganda yung niya. Naka 22 points siya nung game 2, pero dito sa game na to 10 points lamang siya, and hindi ganoon gumana pati yung 3-point shooting niya, hindi din ganoon kainit. All in all, minus 6 itong si Harold Alarcon. Francis Lopez, I think si Francis Lopez lang yata yung at least medyo decente yung laro Francis Lopez, he was not supposed to play in this game. Bago magsimula yung game na to, may lumabas na balita na game time decision yung paglaro niya or hindi, kasi meron siyang flu na sakit. Pero pagdating naman ng laro, nakapag-warm up siya, and ginamit nga siya na starter itong si Francis Lopez. And okay din naman yung nilaro niya na he contributed 9 points, nakakuha pa siya ng 13 rebounds, and overall plus 7 yung plus 7 yung rating ni Francis Lopez sa game na to. And si JD Kagulangan, offensively hindi rin ganoon nag-click yung laro ni JD Kagulangan offensively. He only contributed 6 points. Hindi rin gumana yung kanyang playmaking. He only dish out 3 assists. Pero at least naman nakakuha siya ng 3 steals. And overall, meron siyang plus 1. Kapansin-pansin na natambangan yung natambangan yung bench ng UP. Nung game 1, outscored ng UP yung bench ng Lasal. Pero in this game, yung bench naman ng UP nawala. Sina Janjan Felicilda, hindi sila gano'n nakapag-contribute. Si Aldous Torculas, ang ganda nung laro niya nung game 1. Naka 15 points yata siya if I'm not mistaken. Pero sa game na to, wala. Hindi mo naramdaman yung presence niya. Si Luis Pablo, he stood his ground nung nawala si Malik Diouf nung game 1. Pero in this game, minus 13 si Luis Pablo. CJ Cancino also, although si CJ Cancino, mas okay naman yung points niya in this game as compared to last game. Pero yun nga, CJ Cancino needs to step up para hindi naman ganun matambakan yung bench points ng UP. So, yan yung mga napansin ko kanina yun yung mga observations ko sa laro kanina. Kung may mga na-miss out pa ako, please feel free to comment dun sa comment section natin. And ganun talaga, congrats ulit sa mga fans ng DLSU Green Archers. For sure, expect natin na mas madami pang manonood sa Game 3. Kasi kanina, around 21,000 yung gate attendance. And for Game 3, I'm expecting na ba mas madami pa. And for sure, tuwang-tuwa na naman yung mga scalpers natin dyan. So, sila na naman yung tiba-tiba. So, yun. Kita-kits tayo sa Wednesday. And abangan nyo din yung preview natin for Game 3. Sa preview natin, we will discuss kung ano yung adjustments naman na gagawin ng UP and ng DLSU. Kasi ano na to do or die game na to. So, for sure, both team will make adjustments. So, again, kung di pa kayo nakasubscribe dito sa ating channel, subscribe lang kayo. You can also hit the notification bell para ma-notify kayo every time na meron kaming upload. So, thank you for watching.